The Minimalist Millionaire, owning less, gaining more freedom. Act I, the price of success. Ethan wakes up in his penthouse, floor-to-ceiling windows, polished marble, the skyline stretching endlessly before him, yet his eyes are tired. He scrolls through hundreds of unread emails, credit card statements, client calls waiting. His assistant's voice echoes through the intercom, reminding him of his 9 a.m. board meeting. Outside, people rush to catch trains. Inside, Ethan stands in silence. Once, this was a life he prayed for. The house, the car, the recognition. But over time, the things he owned began owning him. Every new purchase was a dopamine hit that faded faster than the last. His apartment was full, but his soul was empty. At lunch, surrounded by other executives, he laughs without meaning it. Their conversations revolve around promotions, Rolexes, and vacations that sound more like competitions than joy. Ethan stares at his plate, realizing he hasn't truly tasted food in months. Later that night, he returns home to a message from his ex-wife. "You become everything you once said you'd never be." Her words hit like a bullet. He looks around. The designer couch, the wine shelf, the minimalist art that costs a fortune. For the first time, he doesn't see luxury. He sees chains. Act 2, the breaking point. One morning, Ethan collapses at work. The doctor calls it exhaustion. He calls it awakening. Lying in a hospital bed, he realizes he's surrounded by machines that keep him alive, just like his life outside. Machines, systems, routines, all built to sustain an illusion of control. When he's discharged, he takes a cab home. But instead of heading to his penthouse, he tells the driver to take him to Brooklyn, to the street where he grew up. The cab slows before an old apartment building. Peeling paint and all, he steps out and stands for a long time, feeling the air, the noise, the realness of life around him. Children run, vendors shout, music plays from a corner store. It's chaotic, but it's alive, something he hasn't felt in years. He meets Mr. Ramos, the old shopkeeper who once gave him free candy when he was broke. "You've grown, Ethan, but don't forget, life isn't about what's in your pocket. It's about what's in your heart." That night, Ethan sits alone on a park bench and writes in his journal, the first honest words he's written in years. "I built a castle out of emptiness. I bought everything I wanted, except peace." Act 3, the unraveling. He starts small. He sells the second car, cancels the gym membership he never used, packs a few boxes of clothes, and donates them. Every item that leaves feels like a piece of burden lifted. The penthouse echoes now, but for the first time, the silence feels sacred. He begins waking up early, not for work, but for walks by the river. He watches strangers jog, laugh, drink coffee. He smiles back genuinely. Soon, Ethan resigns from his corporate position. His colleagues call him crazy. "You're walking away from millions," they say. He answers, "I'm walking toward freedom." He moves into a smaller apartment in the Lower East Side. 1 bedroom, wooden floors, white walls. His possessions fit in 2 suitcases. And yet, he feels richer than ever. He starts a blog called The Minimalist Millionaire, writing about his transformation, how owning less led him to rediscover purpose. His words go viral. People across the world resonate with his message. You don't need more to be more. Opportunities start pouring in: podcasts, conferences, investors. Ironically, the man who abandoned wealth now becomes wealthy again, not through excess, but through authenticity. Act 4, the new way of living. Ethan uses his earnings to build something meaningful, a foundation that helps young entrepreneurs start with purpose, not greed. He mentors teens in low-income neighborhoods, teaching them about value beyond material things. He tells them, "You can have money, just don't let money have you." His days are simple: morning coffee, journaling, volunteering, and building slow, intentional projects. He reconnects with his ex-wife, now friends who respect the distance and the growth. When he visits her one day, she smiles and says, "You finally found yourself." He replies, "I didn't find myself. I let go of everything that wasn't me." Act V, the lesson. Years later, Ethan stands on a stage before thousands. He wears a plain white shirt, no watch, no ring. Behind him, a single sentence is projected on the screen. Freedom is not in having everything. It's in needing nothing. He begins his speech. I used to believe success was a race, a climb, a hustle, but I learned it's actually a release. The world will tell you that more is better. More cars, more clothes, more likes. But the truth? The more you chase, the emptier you become. I learned that happiness isn't found in possessions, but in presence. That real wealth is peace of mind, purpose, and people who make you feel at home in yourself. I lost everything I didn't need to discover everything I truly did. The audience rises in silence, not applause, but reflection. As he walks off stage, Ethan looks up at the lights. They once symbolized fame. Now, they remind him of clarity. The camera fades as he walks through New York streets again. No entourage, no driver, no rush. Just a man with a backpack, a smile, and a peace that money can't buy. Closure. We spend our lives collecting things, hoping they'll fill the voids we never talk about. But the truth is, when you own less, you start to feel more. You begin to notice life. The sound of rain, the warmth of sunlight, the laughter of strangers. Minimalism isn't about deprivation. It's about discovery. The minimalist millionaire isn't someone who gave up everything. He's someone who finally learned what everything truly means. This is Squad 24. Join the movement if you wish to grow.